Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today, in this session, we are going to learn Northwest Corner rule that will help us to provide initial basic feasible solution for the transportation model. This is one of the new style or idea for solving NWCR quickly and accurately. And remember that this video is for those hard-working students of BS who are studying operation research in their last semester and have keen interest in the subject matter being taught. So solving NWCR, it is a requirement of the method that you will first check two things. You will check first two things: that whether the model is balanced or not. Yes, demand and supply are equal on their both sides. The model is balanced. Yes, the model is balanced. Now you will move for the second step. You will find the basic variables. As I have earlier told you how to calculate the basic variables in my previous lecture. So for a short while, here we see that these are the basic variables for calculating. This is the formula for calculating the basic variable. M denotes rows, M denotes columns, and -1. Here we will write 3 plus 4 minus 1 equal to 6. This is the total allocation we will make in this table. I have in my previous lecture told you by crossing the blank cells. Now it is little bit different method, but the result is same. You will enjoy this method. This is, and there are different ways. Different people may use their different style for solving the Northwest Corner rule. These two methods are very interesting and my favorites. Now, after calculating the basic variable, you have noticed that there are 6 allocations. You will make 6 allocations in these cells. There are 12 cells. Here we have 3 sources and 4 columns. There are 12 cells. You will make your first allocation in the top left corner. This is the first cell and is the top left corner. And this is also the northwest corner. This corner is also called northwest corner, and this is the top left corner. You will start allocating your first value, and you will make your start from here. So for the first step, you will make here 3 steps. In one step, you will check the demand is 5 and supply is 15. From standing here, you can see below that your demand is 5 and in your right, your supply is 15. On this cell, if you see that your demand is 15 and on your right, your supply is 15. On this cell, you can notice your demand is 15 and on your right, your supply is 25. So moving to the first cell, that here the demand is 5 and supply is 15. As I have earlier told you in my previous lecture, that you will check that which one is minimum. The demand is minimum, so you will allocate 5 in this cell. So in this way, you will put 5 in this cell and will check, and further you will, yes, put a cross sign in front of 5 and put value 10 in front of 15. So this 15 When, when we subtract 5 from this 15, we are left with 10. So supply reduces from 15 to 10 after the allocation, and the demand becomes nothing, or the demand is complete. Your demand is complete. If you subtract this 5 from this 5, then the result is nothing. So you will put a cross sign in front of 5. In firstly, you will allocate the value of 5. How you will allocate? You will see which one is minimum. 5 is minimum from your this 15 supply. You will put 5 in this cell. Then you will check that your supply was 15, which was reduces to 10 after subtracting this 5 from 10. And when you see that your demand is 5, and if you subtract this from your demand, it left nothing. Nothing is left here. So you will put cross sign in front of 5. This was the first step you will do. That in the first step you will allocate the value. In the second step you will see what is left in demand and what is left in supply. Yes, the remaining supply is 10 and there is nothing remaining in the demand. The demand is complete. Supply, from supply point of view, you have delivered 5 values, 5 units to this cell, and remaining you have 10 units. So in the next step, when there is a cross sign in a column or row, you will put cross sign in the blank cells in my previous method. In the previous method, you put the cross signs in the blank cells. But now in my new style, you can put the lines, these 2 lines, starting from this left corner to bottom of this corner. So when you join this line, this will become a new style. So you see here, all the blank cells will be crossed with a line, with a single line, not double line, with a single line. So you have completed your first allocation in this way. In first allocation, you have made 3 steps. First, you allocate the value, then you check what is remaining in each side, then you will put a line from this corner to, from this top to this bottom. Though this is the first allocation you have made. Now in the next allocation, you will move to the connected cell. You will move to the connected cell. Which cell is connected? Yes, this cell is connected. This is the connected cell. You will move to the connected cell, but to that connected cell which is blank. These 2 cells are connected with this cell. These 2 cells. This cell is connected and this cell is also connected. But this cell indicates that no allocation can be made. This sign of line indicates that you cannot make any of the allocation. So you will have the option that you will move to your right. Yes, keep one thing in mind, that you will move to the 2 of the connected cells. Here 2 of the connected cells. This is the connected cell with this, and this is also the connected cell with this. You will move to this cell or move to this cell, but you cannot move to this cell as it is already filled with a line. It has no space. You have already told to the problem that you cannot make any of the allocation in this cell. So you will move to the right. Yes. Yes. We have moved to the right in this. This is the connected cell with this cell. So here we see that the demand is, again we repeat these 3 steps as we have done in earlier steps. So here you see that the demand is 15 and supply is 10. Which one is minimum? 10 is minimum. So you will allocate 10. Yes, you will allocate 10, and after the allocation, you will make how much is remaining in demand and in supply. Yes, see here, 5 demand will be remaining after the deduction. If you subtract this 10 from 15, you are left with 5, and you will put 5 in front of 15 into the bracket. This bracket sign, the value in the bracket sign that there is remaining 5 demand. And on the other side, you see that, yes, you see that your supply was 10, which was distributed to this cell, and there remains nothing. If you subtract this 10 from this 10, then there remains nothing. So you will put the cross sign in front of this 10. Yes, parallel to this 10, you will put the cross sign into the bracket. It indicates that no supply is nothing. The supply is complete. So you see that, you notice that, as I have earlier told you that there was cross signs in earlier my lecture, but in this lecture you will put the line into the blank cell. This means that you cannot make any of the allocation in these cells. So this second process is first allocation is completed. Now the second allocation is completed. Now is the time you will move for the third allocation. We will make 6 allocations altogether. 2 are completed. You will now move to the third allocation. Here you will move to the connected cell. Here you cannot move. It is filled with. It has indication that you cannot make any of the allocation in this cell. Now you will move to the down from this cell. You will move to the this is the connected cell, which is also blank, and you will move to this cell. Yes, making arrow. This will indicate that you are moving down to this cell, and in this cell you will see that how much is the demand and how much is the supply. Your demand is 5 and supply is 25. 5 is minimum, so you will put 5 here, and here we left 20, and here we left nothing. Yes, nothing is left here. We have put cross sign, and here we have 25. Yes, 25 is the value, is the supply. When you subtracted this 5 from 25, it remains 20. Now, as I have earlier told that in the blank cell, there is a cross sign, and in this column, 1 is the blank cell. So you will put a line over here from this corner to this corner. Yes, not in this way, simply in this way. Yes, you will put this line with the help of a scale to look it more beautifully and accurately. So for the next allocation, you have the option for, this is your connected cell. This is your connected cell, which is blank. So you will move to your right. Yes, we put an arrow sign here, and now being on the blank cell, here we can see that we have 15 as the demand and 20 as the supply. So 15 is minimum. You will make 15 as the allocation. So the allocation is now what? Allocation you will put 15 here. Yes, 15 is. And after the allocation, you will check how much demand and how much supply is left. Yes, see. Yes, see. Demand is left nothing. Demand is complete. And On the other side, you are left with 5. 20 reduces to 5. Yes. And you notice that there is a cross sign. When there is a cross sign, you will fill the blank cell with the line like this way. Yes, from this top to this bottom. In a cross way from this top to this bottom. Yes, this indicates that you cannot make any of the allocation here. So now for the next allocation, here is the connected cell. This is the connected cell with this cell and which is blank. This is the idea I want to give you, that you will move to the connected cell. This is the connected or adjacent cell. So you will move to your right, yes, and see there your demand is 15 and your supply is 5. So which one is minimum? 5 is minimum. So you will put 5 here, yes, and see that from 15, 10 demand is left. And see that on the other side that your supply was 5, which reduces to nothing. It means here we put cross sign in front of 5. This means that your supply is complete. As I have earlier told you that when there is a cross sign in a row or column, you will fill the blank cells if there are any blank cells in that row or column. So if you check here, no cell is blank. No cell is blank, so you cannot put cross or a line. So now as this allocation is complete, you will move for the next allocation. Here we have made allocation. How many allocations are made? We have done how many allocations have been done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is left. One allocation is left. Now you will move to the connected blank cell. Here is the connected blank cell. So you will move down for your next allocation and see in the next blank cell that there is demand and there is supply. Whenever you will move to your next blank cell, there should be some demand and should be some supply. This is the main point. So here demand is 10 and supply is 10. So you will put 10. After putting the arrow sign, you will put 10. No need of cross or other indication. You are very lucky and fortunate that while making last allocation, you noticed that there was 10 supply and 10 supply and 10 demand. It indicates that the rest of allocations were made correctly. So when these two values are not equal, it means that your previous allocations were not correctly made. So this was another style. If you are interested in this style, you can adopt this style. And I have earlier told you the style of cross that can be used. These lines can be adopted. So the last state of the question is this, that you will find the min cost. You will multiply each allocated value with its corresponding cost. So 5 multiplied by 10, yes, 10 multiplied by 2, 7 multiplied by 5, yes, 10 multiplied by 5, 2 multiplied by 10, 7 multiplied by 5, 9 multiplied by 5, 15, 20 multiplied by 5, 18 multiplied by 10. So you can multiply 5 to 10 or 10 to 5. This is the same thing. So the result is 520. This is the minimum cost. This is our, you see that you have 6 allocations. These are 6 allocations. These are our basic variables. And the blank cells are the non-basic variables. So you can, for more clearance, I, yes, here you can draw a line. Here you draw a color. Yes, this color. No, no need of this color. I think. Yes, no need of this color. So I have completed my northwest corner rule. Northwest corner rule yes, northwest corner rule provides us the initial basic feasible solution. And in the end, I always to my students that what would be next. Our next lecture will be when the model is not balanced. If supply is not equal to demand or demand is not equal to supply, then what will we do? I will explain in 2 examples when supply is less than demand or when demand is less than supply. These 2 are separate examples. I will in my next 2 lectures will explain when the model is not balanced, how to calculate this. We have further 3 examples to solve to completely understand the northwest corner rule. I hope you have enjoyed this method and hoping for the best. I will give you a test in the next lecture, before the next lecture. Thank you.